Time to start production on the Hikon Films logo. Good thing I wore my moon shirt to the studio today. Kind of goes with the theme of the logo, since it has the moon in it.
Hikon Film Video Distribution is an independent distribution company in the United Kingdom. They mainly distribute lesser-known films and alleged video nasties.
So in other words, they make erotic films. Hey, I should sell some of my erotic friend fiction to Hikon Films. I've got an idea for a movie called But Loose. Maybe I can get Hikon to distribute it for me.
Yeah right, Tina. I don't know if any of the keyboard warriors who are watching this outtake video would want to watch a movie about someone who goes around touching other people's butts.
I just finished putting the props for the Hikon Films logo in the places they should be. Everything is ready to go for the filming of this logo.
Thank you, Licit Babehead. I gotta warn everybody that this logo is very creepy. It contains an image of a large human eye, zooming towards the camera, with a moon appearing in the pupil. All while a group of men chant, Hikon, 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 Hikon.
I ain't scared of no damn zooming eye logo. But we are ready to film it though, since the LSD baby head and Tina have everything set. Roll camera. Cue the Hikon Film logo in 3, 2, 1.
Holy crap! Is that the Circle 7 logo, seen on all the ABC-owned stations that are on Channel 7? I am so starstruck right now, I really want his autograph.
Circle 7. What the hell are you doing here today? Your appointment isn't until 10:30 a.m. tomorrow morning.
I noticed you were using a sunset background for your logo, and I thought you were shooting a logo for the ABC station, WXYZ, in Detroit, Michigan.
Great Scott! It's my fault that Circle 7 showed up a day early. I got his appointments mixed up. I blame the dwarf planet on me for this mix-up.
Circle 7 logo. We are not shooting an ident for WXYZ today. We are shooting a logo for the UK-based adult film company, Hikon Films.
So that would explain why this creepy eye is floating right behind me.
And I don't understand why you brought the stand up and tell 'em you're from Detroit jingle. We are in my anus, not in Detroit. And besides, we have you booked to do a logo for the Buffalo, New York-based ABC station WKBW. Or, as Jim Carrey likes to call them, wimpy kitty baby whiners.
I had no idea Tina had seen the film, Bruce Almighty. I love watching movies about news reporters.
So sorry for the mix-up. I will head back out to the lobby and wait for you to finish the logo.
Maybe since you are here, Circle 7, we could go ahead and film the WKBW ident today, after we finish our lunch break. In the meantime, enjoy some popcorn. We also have an arcade with classic retro games For our guests too.
Since Circle 7 is heading back out to the lobby, let's go ahead and try this logo again. Roll camera. Cue the Hikon Film logo again. In 3, 2, 1.
You are tuned to wxyz-tv, Channel 17, Atlanta.
Damn it. We almost had it that time. So close, yet so far.
Yet. But look at the call letters inside the moon. WTCG. That always puts Tina into a trance.
WTCG. Oh boy. Here we go.
You are tuned to wxyz-tv, TCG-tv, 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 TCG-tv,
TCGT, 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 TCGT,
TCG-tv, 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 TCG-tv,
TCGT, 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 TCGT,
TCG-tv, 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 TCG-tv,
TCGT, 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 TCGT.
For the love of God Almighty, we have broken Tina Belcher.
Good grief. She could go on forever and ever and ever and ever. Someone get her away from there before she has a rapid unscheduled disassembly.
Or more like a rapid unscheduled release of fecal matter.
Take that gosh darn WTCG ident down off the moon. If we ever have to film another ident for WTCG, we'll make gosh forsaken sure that Tina Belcher isn't around.
Jesus Christ. No wonder WTCG wants to change its call letters to WTBS.
It pays to listen to chaos, but not to work here. We wish somebody'd pay us.
Thanks for getting rid of that WTCG ident. I feel so much better now.
You're welcome, Tina. Oh, by the way, you'd better fix your skirt. It's stuck in your underwear.
Hello. Sorry. I will take care of this anomaly right away.
And while she is doing that, let's try the Hikon Films logo one more time. Roll camera. Cue the Hikon Film logo. In 3, 2, 1.
A Hikon Film.
Whoops. Sorry about that. Did I miss anything?
Ha 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 ha. Sorry about the jump scare, Tina. And no, you didn't miss anything. We just got the logo right, on the third try.
That would be funny though, if we sent Hikon Films the copy of their logo, with Tina Belcher going, ah, 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 after the logo finishes its motion.
You make damn sure you delete that part of me having a panic attack out before you send the logo to Hikon Films.
Don't worry, Tina. We'll make darn sure we get rid of that part and put a black screen over it. Now that we finished the logo, Matt, what's our next order of business?
Our next order of business is to break for lunch. I am taking us all out to eat at Jack Rabbit Slim's in Longshanks. I'm sure Tina would love to eat out at a 1950s themed diner. I know she doesn't get out much, since she's either attending school at Wagstaff, working for us, or working at Bob's Burgers, back in her hometown of Seymour's Bay all the time.
Thank you, Matt. What a lovely idea. I always wanted to eat out at a 50s themed restaurant. Just let me go get my poodle skirt, and let me fix my hair, and I will be good to go.
Help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered.